Hi there, I'm the model student, and it's time for another kit review. This time it is the Hobbycraft 172 scale CH-113 Labrador helicopter. And actually this is a kit that we're going to build. I think this is a good beginner's build for beginner builders like me, who's relatively new to the hobby and new to putting, kits together to a standard that, is acceptable. So, these Hobbycraft kits aren't known for super accuracy or super detail, but I've looked at this one and I was able to pick this kit up for under $10 Canadian. So I thought it was great value. It was a really interesting subject, me coming from Canada. I thought it would be kind of cool to grab this kit and put it together, because it's not a very complicated kit, and it looks like it's pretty it's actually pretty not bad detail. Now I noticed that it's all recessed details with this kit, and it has some details for the interior, and we have our clear parts and our rotors, so it's not crazy, but it looks like there's enough detail here to justify building it. So I thought we'd take a look at it together and see what we actually do get with the kit, and get started putting it together. So this is going to be our first kit of 2024, and we're going to be putting this into a little diorama with some other 172 scale elements that we've got, and some scratch building. So it should be kind of fun for us to get this together. This is just near the end of 2023, and this will carry us into 2024. So let's have some fun and get the year underway, and take a look and see what we get inside the box. So I'm just going to set these aside. We're going to just take a look at the instructions and get an idea of what we're looking at here. So we have the CH-113 Sea Knight. If we want to do the Sea Knight, this is from Desert Storm. This kit was originally released, I think it says on ScaleMates, it was 1989. And it's been reboxed a few times, and then it was released as the CH-46, the Sea Knight, in 2005 and in 2007. So, 91 this is calling for. So I think mine, the boxing looks like this boxing came out in 1999. So, we're 24 years old now, going on 25-year-old kit. The decals, let's just take a look at them. I thought they looked actually pretty good. They don't look very thick. They look really thin, and they don't look like they're chipping or cracking at all. So I'm really hoping that they go down good. They don't look like they've yellowed at all. The white inside here is still nice and white, and you can I'll just kind of bring the camera in a bit, but you can definitely see that they look pretty good. I got all the lights on, yeah. So they're not yellowed at all, and that you can see there's not much carrier film there for the decals. So the decals are really nice. Now the instructions seem pretty simple for this kit. I'm just going to back us off again here on the overhead so you can kind of see what it is that we're doing here. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, you can see here we get some simple cockpit, some seats and some controls. It looks like a lot of the elements are the windows, putting in these windows. I think I'm going to put these in after I paint it gray, but it's calling for gray interior everywhere, so we'll use a couple tones of gray. Inside, you're not going to be able to see much of it. It looks like you might be able to cut open this back door area here that goes in here. You might be able to get away with that if you wanted to, but I'm not going to go too far with this. I just kind of like the colors. I'm going to do it in these the yellow, sort of like an orangey yellow, and the red that it shows on the box, and kind of stick to that theme, and made it with the other vehicle that I've kind of already got started together here. Yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. There's a couple different versions. It shows you if you're doing the Marine version or the Canadian version. And then basic, simple, pre-paint some parts before I guess we'll assemble, but basic, very simple construction. You know, it looks like we've got maybe some parts to drill out maybe here for different attachments, but we have our different, that's for the Marines, and this is the Canadian one here. And then our gear looks pretty relatively simple. Putting that together and then painting our rotors. And yeah, our winch, I guess, is going to go together. We want to mount that up on the right side of the door for Canada. And then there's our markings for the one that we're going to be putting together here with the rescue. And yeah, and I see there's these, I haven't found out, I don't see these little maple leaves here that I have. I don't see them, unless I'm missing them still, but I'm not seeing them called out anywhere, which is kind of handy because I think I got a spot for those on the other vehicle that I'm going to marry this with in our little vignette. So let's just take a quick look at the parts before we actually cut into this kit and start to assemble it. Just get my knife here and we will get a look inside. So I'm just gonna quickly open this bag. Yeah, I thought for $8 Canadian, well, how much fun can you have for under $10 anymore in the economy that we have? I thought was great value. So let's get a shot of the sprue in there. And yeah, you can see that it's recessed detail on the body here. I'm just gonna zoom this in so that you can see, and you can see that, you know, there's some panel lines that are definitely distinguished enough that you could get panel line into them and stuff. And there's our props. Here's our interior floor, our seats. And there's our props, and there's no flash. Like it seems really nicely molded. Like there's really no flash anywhere on this kit so far. Like around the door opening, it's all really clean. So injection parts seem to be polished out, kind of. But you're not going to see any of this interior really. So you know, here. There's our, I guess, our fuel pods, floats, a side panel, under panel maybe. But the detail looks, you know, it may be simple, it may not even be accurate, I don't really know, to be sure, but it definitely looks like it's actually going to build up to be a pretty cool model. We'll just take another look quickly at the other sprue. There's only two sprue, well there's three I guess if you include the clear sprue. There's only two sprues of parts. And I thought this might be a good kit for beginners like me. I'm relatively new to the hobby. I've only been building kits for a few years now. And it's nice to find kits that aren't overwhelming or too heavy on the part count. So you can have fun and get into the painting and the weathering. So there's our tops of our rotors, and they don't look too bad at all. You know, there's enough detail there that you can pick out some with the paint. And I think, oh yeah, there's our instrument panel. Let me see, can I get that? There we go. So there's the instrument panel. Let's get it there. So you can see there's all the little buttons and dials kind of in there. So seeing as there's a lot of glass at the front of it, that'll be nice to be able to pick out at least some details. But these exterior panels, I mean, these look good. These fastener holes here and these intakes and stuff look pretty cleanly molded. There's no flash anywhere. And their gear looks pretty good. And some more panels. Here's our wheels. I guess there's these stars on this bulkhead here. I'm not sure what that's about. I'll have to maybe do some research, see if that's really on the real thing or not. But here's the wheels. There's another panel there that you can see the details. So a wash will bring that out. The wheels look pretty good, right? One piece, but they'll stand up. And there's the rest of our landing gear. So it's simple. I mean, I can add some lead wire here for some extra added detail if we want. So it's, yeah, it's a relatively simple kit that I think we're going to have a good time putting together, and you know, modest weathering. So we got a bit of scuffage going on here on our clear part. You can kind of see that there, but I think that gets painted in with the body. If I think it does, pretty sure. I think it does, yeah. So I think that gets painted in with the body, and that's, yeah, I think so. And that's the windows. I'll have to see once we get it into place, but yeah, I'm gonna guess so. That's the bubble front underneath, so that's gonna be clear. Yeah, I do believe that that gets painted in. So yeah, and there's our side windows, little dome windows stick out, and our flat windows. So our windows seem pretty clear. It looks like we'll be able to, you know, at least see the hints of detail through the windows here, what we do pick up with the gray. So there's our clear parts. We have our instructions and our decals. So we have a complete kit ready to start. Right there. So that is a quick look at the Hobbycraft 172 scale CH-113 Labrador, or may also be the CH-46 Sea Knight in the US Marines Desert Storm colors, which would be a cool build too with the camouflage. But I've done a couple aircraft in the camouflage, and I'm looking to really do this Canadian Labrador paint scheme with the yellow and the red. So I'm going to be using the Tamiya XF3 flat yellow, and I'm going to be mixing the XF, what is this, the orange, X6, yeah, X6 orange with the X7 red, because this yellow here is just a bit, it's just a bit kind of crazy. So I think I'm going to mix a bit of this orange in with the yellow, I think, just to kind of get me close to this yellow here. I think I'm going to try that. Maybe just the red though. It might be just a touch of red, but I think that might be too aggressive. I think it might be easier to get there with the orange, but I could be wrong. This is a learning process, so you never know. But anyways, that's going to be the color scheme for that, and that's going to get us started anyways. So we're ready to start building. I think what we'll do is I'm going to get my sprues laid out, get my instructions going here, and start cutting off parts. I think I will start, let's see, I'll carry this into part one. So let's see, I think what I'll do is I'm going to get through, let's just bring us in here a bit. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to get this whole interior put together and painted. So we'll get the gray on everything here, get these bulkheads put together, get the seats done, and the console painted, get this bulkhead in place. We'll get this assembled, get this all painted inside, and get these windows in. And I think by the time we get to there, I'll come back and we'll take a look and see what that looks like before we button her up and get started with our props. So I think maybe 2 or 3 parts for this build. We'll get this helicopter, I think, kind of looking like this, and we'll be looking all right. So anyways, that's going to kick us into 24. For me, that's going to be our first build of the year. So that is a quick look at the CH-113 Labrador by Hobbycraft. And don't dismiss them, you know, like these kits are known for not being the greatest in the world, but you know, cool subject, and don't dismiss it, because as you can see, it's not a terrible kit. I've seen a lot worse Lindbergh kits, and I've seen, you know, a lot of worse kits. So we'll see how well it fits together. I mean, the proof will be in the pudding. So anyways, that's a quick look at that kit, and stay tuned. Keep your eye out too for more of these easy build sort of beginner kits, because I've been looking around for recommendations on kits for us to get started on in the hobby, so it's more fun getting started and not so overwhelming maybe with a big price kit or the big box kits, or, you know, the multiple part kits. I mean, they look great on the box and we all want to build them, but sometimes those kits, they just get a little overwhelming. I know I've got a few projects that are in the middle of the go just because they kind of got daunting, and I was a little bit, you know, I just wanted to build something where I could have some fun. So yeah, these little kits, don't dismiss them if you're a beginner, because just because they're cheap doesn't mean they're crappy. Just because they're old doesn't mean they're crappy. You might have a lot of fun waiting for you in a box like this one. So if you're interested, join us for the rest of the build, and we'll be back with part 1. Putting the fuselage and the interior together. So I hope you join us for more. I'm the model student, and if you're having fun out there, that's awesome. Cheers, see ya.